People collect all sorts of stuff. My grandma collects way too many angels.
She like buy one every time she loses a friend or loved one. The older she gets, the more she gets along the way. That really would be like low key. That would be a pretty fire collection.
This is Dorothy. Like, welcome to the Collectorists. I'm Kevin.
I'm Matt.
We're back. So we took a little bit of a hiatus. I moved, and if you've ever moved with a collection, you know that you can't really do much with that collection. And also just remodeling a house takes up all the time ever. Because of that, we press pause on the whole thing, but we are back now and better than ever.
I've spent the break working and selling weed, so that's been my... I don't know if I can say that on the pod.
No, legally. I mean, you were in Michigan, and that's your profession.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen, I'm not smoking it on camera. Like it's
no. It's your job. You get paid to
literally
fling hash.
Literally pays my bills, keeps my house warm.
Exactly, which is not really necessary currently, but in a couple months,
correct,
it'll be good. Well, we are back. We are glad you're here. And yeah, let's dive in. So we. Just as last weekend, we went to SummerSlam because it was here in Michigan, and they came to Detroit. And we hit up a couple cool toy stores. We hit up Sarge and Red's, and I think the first one we went to was right down the road. So if you ever go to Sarge and Red's, they've got a lot of cool stuff there, right next to it, like in the next door plaza thing. Funky Town Collectibles, something like that. But tell us in the comments if you know which one I'm talking about, so we can like make sure we're saying the right thing. But I got some cool stuff from there. So I've been looking for this guy for a while, and I almost got a 2-pack that was like $60. But instead I got this guy, Loose. And this is Andros, the Red Ranger, came with helmet too. Only available in the 2-pack, but I got him. So it saved me $50, and that was good. So this place gives a thumb up from me. I also had this I think it's America, I think was her name from
America Chavez.
Yeah, but she's gonna end up being Kimberly, a Power Ranger, but in civilian. So we'll see how that goes.
I said her name. I know it's American Chavez. Like I feel good about that, but I said it and then I was like, God, if it's like another Hispanic last name, then I am just the most racist white person.
I don't think it would make you the racist white person, but people would like
ignorant. A little bit. Ignorance. Yeah, that's the look a dog gives you when they're not sure what you said. Like
the question would be asked like, is this on purpose? Is this intentional? But it's not.
I'm a straight white male in the Midwest. I know my place. Which is unfairly on top, but hey.
Yeah. This is the hands we were dealt. All we can do is try
and we're using them to collect, which, honestly, I think that's a noble cause. And the collecting spans all, walks of life, right? Like, I think, we can be proud of what we have chosen to take on as our hobby. It's a noble profession.
People collect all sorts of stuff. My grandma collects way too many angels. And don't collect those, but she does.
Like she buy one every time she loses a friend or loved one. The older she gets, the more she gets along the way. That really would be like low key. That would be a pretty fire collection.
That would be cool. I'm like, this is Dorothy. Like
this represents this person.
But actually, it's voodoo, and actually, she is in like taking the spirit and actually captured it of Dorothy,
right?
Because she's actually a witch.
Dorothy's in purgatory until that figure is broken and the spell is finally released. Then her soul can finally move on to the afterlife and find peace. I buy that.
Indiana.
I don't know your grandma, but that'd honestly be pretty metal if that was the situation.
It's not as cool as that. She's just kind of a borderline hoarder.
Fair,
and she just likes things.
Well, I was just talking to somebody at work who was kind of laughing. Oh, because I was looking at sometimes in downtime, if it's really slow, I'll just jump on eBay and just start doing random eBay searches for things. Let me know in the comments if you do the same or something similar. And he was like, "Oh, what are you looking at?" And I was just looking at vintage wrestling figures. So he kind of chuckled and then he was like, I collect old knives from old wars and stuff because he was former military, former cop. And he was telling me about his knife collection. I was like, exactly, man. I love hearing people talk about their collections and what they're passionate about, because two things, even if I don't know a lot about it, it's how I can learn more about it because you'll tell me. And also just it's fun seeing things that people are passionate about. Like it's fun seeing people talk about things that they're passionate about. At least
with passion.
Yeah, I really like feed off of that. Like I really enjoy that. I like seeing people like in their positive, happy space and like what they like looking at or collecting or whatever. It's something that's really cool. So if you have a collection that is not normal or something like that, I honestly, if it's a weird collection, if you have your own collection of like voodoo angels, definitely
They're actually the spirits of your.
Yes, definitely photos. I want photos of those, and I want to know what souls you've trapped.
And if it's like, is it like a selfish, like I don't want to lose you thing, or is it like a malicious, I'm going to capture you forever thing? Because it's one or the other.
Right. It's yeah, exactly. Well, it's like if you're such a big fan of somebody or something and you want to like own a piece of them, like you want to own their life, own their soul. That's one way to do it.
I feel like that's borderline like the John Lennon thing. I forget the name of the guy that killed him.
Oh yeah. The Jared Leto.
Is it for some actress and was like, I don't know.
No, it was Jared Leto that killed him. I saw the movie.
Okay.
Documentary.
I only saw the Snyder cut, so I didn't see that part. Sorry. All right.
Ezra Miller do it. That's a little more believable than Jared Leto. Although Jared Leto, he's method, so he might have. If I was the actor playing John Lennon in that movie where he plays the guy that killed John Lennon, I would have feared for my life.
Is that an actual movie?
Yeah, there's a movie.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. That was
I just thought you were
just
throwing out
my
Jared
Jared
Leto.
Leto joke was in reference to an actual movie.
Okay, cool.
Where Jared Leto plays the guy that killed John Lennon, and it's all about building like the moments that led up to him killing John Lennon, right? So that's why I said Jared Leto, a joke that probably two people will get that listen to this. But yeah,
if you did get it, let me know in the comments, please.
If you know the name, honestly, I can't remember the name of the movie. If you remember the name of the movie, you get bonus points.
And we're keeping track of the points, so let us know.
Yeah. Like whose line is it anyway style.
Points don't matter. We'll just keep track, but they don't matter.
Yeah.
I have a couple other things. One thing I'll wait till the end. But this is one thing I'm really happy with. I got it for a good deal on eBay. Problem is you can't see it very well, but there is some yellowing here, and I'm concerned that it may have gotten down to the figure. But we're gonna open this up because the carding, as you can see, is trash. Anyways,
we're opening up it at the end of the show, right? That's the build.
We're gonna. So like, here's your like bait. You got to see if this figure is destroyed and if I wasted money. But I hope it's not, because this is a really cool figure that I remember from as a kid, and I'm excited to put that shield on him. So later,
yeah, you have me so itchy for Power Rangers, man. Like it is a minor miracle that I haven't started a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers collection during the brief period that we've been doing this, because
it's probably for the best.
No, it is. No. Trust me. Yeah, like I know that I will eventually have a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers collection. Like that is something that I know is going to happen. Yeah. I am kind of just like waiting as long as possible. At one point in time, I did have the original like 8-inch. I think that was their size. The 8-inch in the box with the plastic front.
Yeah.
I had all of those, I had like the series 1, like the main Rangers. And one of my grail items, which still is a grail item, but was much more of a grail item then, was I want the Zord with the Green Ranger, because that's the only way to get that Green Ranger was with that Zord. And I want to have them all mint on cards, so I will have to find a way to get that someday.
They did. We're not going to do much news today, but they did announce that they are pausing the Lightning collection. Which
for the best.
I don't know. I feel like when they say pausing, they're like, oh, we'll maybe get back to it next year. They're not getting back to it next year. But people are like, well, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. That being said, I got another Lightning collection guy. But
well, that's what they're giving you time to catch up, because they're like, listen, we've been cranking these out for the last however many years. Like, now is the chance for you to finally catch up on your collection before we announce the deluxe Lightning collection.
Well, I feel like part of it's also, there's a combination, because they had just done those remastered and they've gotten all of them out now at this point. They're all available, at least for pre-order. There was a lot of quality control issues, much like with Marvel Legends. But people were complaining and they weren't buying because of it. A lot of it partially was also the windowless packaging. But so that took a hit. It took a hit on the sales, I'm sure. And so I'm sure that's not one of their better lines, the Lightning Collection. Like I'm sure it does fine, but probably not as good as Marvel Legends. And so they probably put it on pause and see if they need to bring it back, and maybe they won't. Time will tell.
What do you think of the new like semi window packaging that they're doing in the new line of like the WWE Elites, for example?
Just with less plastic, essentially, right?
Right. Have you seen the like the boxes for the new series that are coming out?
It's just a smaller pack. It's just
so it's essentially pretty similar in terms of the box. I'm trying to see. I don't have one handy, but pretty similar in terms of the box. But then like the lower.
I'm gonna give this away too.
Oh, Lexi, sexy Lexi.
But so are we talking like here they'll cut it off?
Yeah, yep. It's kind of like abdomen up.
Okay.
But they're situated because that's the Legends box, so it's a little different, but they're situated on like the opposite side. And then it has like just like a little square like cutout in like the upper right quadrant.
Okay. And I know that there's been talk because the like people get autographs and stuff, that's less space for that, and if your sign is gonna be on the face, but that's not a bad thing. I think it's most of my stuff is not mint on card, but I think that it's the best of both worlds. The windowless packaging was not the answer. That was not a good choice. I mean, I understand. It makes sense. Save the Turtles, yes. But this is a way to serve both masters, I feel like.
Exactly. That's the thing, because it made fig swaps like pretty much untraceable, like short of you like actually opening it when it gets returned. And it also, similarly, if I was a mint on card collector, which I am for most things, if I bought one of those, I would be extremely apprehensive about like, is the figure that I bought actually in there? Like, short of like buying it direct from the manufacturer, right? I would be like, could this be a fig swap? And somebody just sealed the box up really well. Like, I don't know.
Well, like I've got those Marvel Legends VHSs that have come directly from Hasbro. But I'm
Right.
still worried about it. I mean, at some point I'm going to open them, I think, but I'm still worried. Like, I don't know if my Wolverine's claws are weird.
I think those would display really well in front of the boxes. I think I already told you that, but because that's another one that I might eventually, at least partially, bite the bullet on those.
No need to go all the way in, but
exactly
the team.
Precisely. So I might get a few of those, and I've already kind of pictured it in my head how I'm going to display them, and I think that's what it'll be. I think it's going to be the figures loose in front of the packaging, because that packaging is just too cool not to display.
It is. Like it's so simple, it's genius,
and it works as a backdrop. Like it like literally, like if you got a figure stand and you were just sitting it in front of there, it would be a perfect backdrop for your figure.
Yeah. Yeah.
What other pickups did you have?
Well, I showed Sexy Lexi there.
Yep.
It was $6. I couldn't.
Oh, dude. Ew.
For life. This was kind of an impulse. I've been watching old WCW back, all the nitros. So this was kind of, this doesn't go with anything, but it was $6 and I like it. And I think I'm going to display it. I've not gotten to him being part of the NWO yet, but I will eventually.
If you were looking to flip anything, I'm pretty sure that Wolfpack tank sells for like $10 on eBay by itself.
Okay.
I also bought that Lex Luger for about this. I'm pretty sure like the exact same price, because I'm guessing we got it at the same place. And then I have mine on my NWO shelf, although I am not a Luger mark. It is on my NWO shelf because he makes the cut. He's NWO full. And when you're NWO, you are NWO for life.
And so I'm just going to keep on the wrestling train. So I've got other things that I didn't get this week, and some of these may have been from a week or so ago, but we've been in such a hiatus that there's other things that I got that I just didn't, but that's whatever. Here's another one. Snag. This is one that I've had FOMO with for a while. I'm like, maybe no. And I'm not, this line, I like it. It's really cool, but wasn't our era. Like new gen, it's fine. But I think that I've decided that ones that have like a connection with like Undertaker, Mankind, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, things like that. But like Papa Shango and Ultimate Warrior, I don't need that. It's fine. They're cool, and somebody wants that.
I'm the same. So I have on that line. I have the NWO. So I have the Outsiders in Hollywood. I got the Shawn Michaels. Or no, sorry, I don't have Shawn Michaels. I do want Shawn Michaels, but I have Undertaker, I have Ric Flair, and I have that Mankind. And those ones I display loosey. I actually just opened those this past weekend. I opened them because I did some reorganizing in my toy room and my displays. So I'll have to show that to you at a later date, and I'll maybe take some pictures and we can post them on social media so our fans can see. But yeah, no, I just opened those. I like that collection too. They're the old AWA Remco style.
It's a cool style, and they're really toyetic, and like I don't know. I'm definitely not a completist, but I'm gonna, if I see something cool, I'll get it.
Honestly, if you wanted some more modern superstars, you can get the He-Man collection because they designed those so that you could take the gear off of them and display them just as wrestlers. I think there's a couple that don't really make that mark, but that was one of their like stated goals, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but majority of them you can display without their gear and they just look like the wrestlers.
One that I'm gonna hold off because I think you have that one as well. Were you going to talk about that one? The one that we both have that you got for me?
Oh, no, you can go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Because it's in my display. I can't grab I don't want to rip it out of there.
Of course not. No, I have not unpackaged them yet because my toy room is still being worked on. But Eddie Guerrero, this is the Ruthless Aggression Eddie Guerrero. Love that shirt, Latino Heat. And
I believe that's the No Way Out. I think, is that his No Way Out outfit from 2003?
I believe that. Where he won the title from Brock?
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. I don't recall, but yeah. It looks like it. But yeah, no, it's a cool figure. I'm excited for it. I don't have many Ultimates. They have to make the cut, but
listen, that is Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero is a legend, first of all. I love all iterations of Eddie Guerrero. I love his late 90s WCW stuff, his later 90s WWF stuff, and then when he came back, Ruthless Aggression, the Los Guerreros, and then he won the world title. But to me, maybe it's because of the time that I was watching, that I would have been 13 years old. That was Eddie Guerrero to me, like that 100%. Ruthless Aggression era with, at times with frosted tips, like that era of Eddie Guerrero. Exactly. That is my Eddie. Hashtag that's my Eddie. And
that's my Poppy.
That's my Poppy. Poppy's always on top. I don't know. Anyways,
another head tilt.
I really enjoy that figure a lot. Like, I think that's a really, really cool figure. And it's one that I'm surprised it took them this long to get to, but I'm very happy to see more Ruthless Aggression Ultimates pop up. And like they just did the Ray, which I also already bought and sold. I bought it out of FOMO, and then I was like thinking about it, and I was like, don't worry, guys. I wasn't one of those dirty scalpers. I sold it. I don't make a profit off of it. I sold it just shipping plus what it cost me. Because I don't know, just help out fellow collectors. Don't worry, I do make a profit on some things, but I don't like to buy things that just dropped on the shelf and flip them, because I like to give people the opportunity to collect them themselves and get them for retail.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited for the Ruthless Aggression series of Ultimates. I know they're doing Kurt Angle like 99, 2000 Kurt Angle. Of the
sculpt, they could totally do it.
I'm honestly a little disappointed they didn't just include an alternate head.
Yeah,
that was bald.
Be easy.
Like, it would have been the easiest thing, and then you could choose, because his gear did change, but it was relatively the same. It was the singlet, the red,
I think the singlet's soft goods too. So that'd be easy to just put another one in there and just.
That said, I probably will get that Kurt, and then I will probably sell that Kurt when they finally release the Kurt that I want.
My Kurt is bald, and I will have it no other way.
And I honestly kind of holding out one day for a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Team Angle 3-pack. That's something. Something that I think a subject that we should talk about sometime is like fantasy figs. Like, what is your one that they probably won't ever make, or there's a very low chance of it, but one that you would love to see, like would be an immediate purchase for you?
Bulk and Skull. That's one. The Power Rangers, the two. Anyway, that's my thing. Yeah. Yeah. A couple others. I got too much here. This is a pre-order. Popped in. Rita. She's
That's
gonna
so cool, man.
be free here eventually. But the old one was on. I got a Zed for cheap on Amazon, and then we could only get her in a 2-pack, and it was like $100 or more. And so I didn't, and now we have this for cheaper. So I'm excited to get this open, but it's windowless packaging, so I'll dig this open here eventually. Probably open up some Power Ranger figures, but I got a couple other ones. If you're interested in some unboxings, I did one on Gargoyles earlier today, available on the well, not today because this is not being
recorded. I saw them hanging out behind you.
Oh yeah, they are back. They are back there. You can't really see them. They are huge. Like
I know that wingspan.
God, look at this. It doesn't even fit in the camera. It's really cool. But I was not prepared for the size. I was not prepared for the size. And like one of them comes with like you can do like wings like they're folded up.
Yeah.
But you can't have one folded up and the rest just like full hawk action.
Right, exactly.
Anyway, these are check out the live unboxing if you want. I'll do other ones too probably because I got to get through some toys that I just never opened because I was moving.
I might be doing a birthday unboxing depending on how many figs I get that are going to be opened. I do have some of the ones that I've requested will be ones that I don't open, but I have maybe I'll keep that as a surprise. There's a special unboxing that I may be doing in the near future that I'll tell you about off camera that I will gladly film because I think it's one of the cooler niche toy lines that is out there currently.
Well, happy early birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, if anybody wants to send me anything,
I mean,
I'm not putting my address out there. It's not hard to find my address because I unfortunately ran for public office recently, but
you did.
But yeah,
you can just like message the account though, message our account here and tell us that you want to send us money,
or just like send us like send me some like Amazon gift cards
if you want to. If you want to send us things, I will get a PO box. So let us know.
There you go.
Just
make Kevin pay for a PO box.
I'll pay for a PO box if you're gonna send me toys. So I'll do that. I got one more thing. This is the old one, not the new one. Baxter Stockman, Tmnt. My collection, I think, is nearing the end here. I just need Rat King.
Okay.
I think I have gotten all the ones that I need for this. These are the original Playmates, the reproductions. I opened them. The turtle van and everything. I'm nearing the end of that, which is good to know that because I don't need the random people that are in an episode.
Right.
And I got real itchy today. The new Ninja Turtles, haven't seen it yet, but those figures look really cool.
They do. I'm afraid that I might buy them after I see the movie. That's probably why I'm holding back on seeing the movie just yet because I need to let my bank account catch up from SummerSlam before I start making any more purchases. But I have gotten a promotion since our last podcast, so that means more money for figs.
He's now the king of weed.
I am.
That's the title, Weed King.
Yes. Well, that's what I make them call me.
Call me Weed King.
Call me Weed King. My pickups. So I am not going to show all of my pickups because 2 reasons. 1, I can't remember all the pickups I've had since the last episode, and 2, some of them are already in displays, and once I have them in the display, I don't really like taking them out because it is like dominoes or Jenga. Mm-hmm. Like you just take one the wrong way and it catches something else, and then next thing you know, I'm spending the next hour finding accessories in my carpet. But which has happened. But I do have a few things here that are unopened. I'll start with the wrestling because I think that's what people have come to expect from me because Kevin's got a much more eclectic collection that I am jealous of, but I'm a simple man and I love WCW toys. So first thing that I got here is a gold Atomic Elbow Goldberg. Really old school. This would have been one of Goldberg's first figs because this was 98. So
is that saying mint on card or
this? Yes, this one will. The carding is really good on this guy.
Looks like it.
Like a few little bends, but like nothing crazy. It's honestly
98.
Exactly. That's the thing. Is like it's hard to find. You're not gonna find too many case fresh cardings out there. I do have a couple that I would describe as near case fresh. Mm-hmm. A couple 2-packs. Maybe I'll bust those out and show them on camera someday. But No. This other one I picked up more recently is The Bad Guy.
Ooh.
Scott Hall, one of the Smash and Slam series, which is probably my favorite WCW series of figs.
I like how the front looks. I've always liked how they have
like
the
I
ropes
just
there.
like the packaging. I like the ring ropes like all around it. How you can it has like the little signature thing in the back, like on the photo of the person. I just think it displays well, they sit well, they hang well, and they sit well. Yeah, I'm just a fan of that line. That's probably my favorite WCW line, and I think the most common WCW line. But yeah, I enjoy those. Okay, last thing I'm going to show is one that my wife actually found for me out at like a not a swap meet, but like an antique store kind of thing. And it is a fig that I used to have, and it is Poison Ivy, Jungle Venom Poison Ivy from the classic Batman and Robin film.
Jungle Venom Poison Ivy.
So this would be Uma Thurman Poison Ivy. Yeah, no, I listen, these figures are kind of, that movie's kind of stupid and the figures are kind of, whatever. But I had this as a kid, and it's one that I used to play with a lot. I would say my favorite female figures growing up, I had that Poison Ivy, Mask of the Phantasm. Sorry, I have a dog that's ripping me. Mask of the Phantasm. I forget the name of the woman from that one. Apologies. And then
let us know in the comments if you remember. It's a good movie, but I forget.
And then a Jasmine. I had a Jasmine from Aladdin. Yeah. So those were like my of course, listen, I was a boy in the 90s, so they were the damsels in distress. I don't necessarily feel good about that, but I was a child, so I'm willing to give myself a little bit of a pass.
Just a little bit. You're a child, so you get a little bit.
Oh, listen, man, they kicked ass too. Like all of my figures fought. Like that's one thing I can promise you. But yeah, that was one. And I also had I'm pretty sure I also had the Batman. I know I had the Batman the Animated Series Poison Ivy, as well as the Batman and Robin Poison Ivy.
Did you see, and in regards to your Poison Ivy there, did you see that? Let me see if I can find it. Did you see this?
What?
Yeah, they are doing
McFarlane. Oh God,
McFarlane. They're doing Batman Poison Ivy.
Why would you show me this?
And I'm assuming it's a build of Mr. Freeze, maybe not.
I hope it's not, because I have like zero interest in the Alicia Silverstone Batgirl, or really what was his name? Christopher something, whoever Robin was.
Yeah, there we go.
But I do want that Batman, that Poison Ivy, and that Freeze. Like, I do want those.
Yeah. So
those were toyetic. Like, listen, that movie was very infamous and questionable, but the actual, like, the characters in the movie were toyetic. They looked good.
Oh yeah. No, I had the Robin. I remember that was a really I like that Robin.
It should be Build a Bane. Like, that's the only one they're missing from that.
That's what they did with the Dark Knight stuff, I think, to build a Bane.
Which I do want those Dark Knight ones.
I tried to find them again. I can't find them. They all got scooped up. I should have grabbed them.
I'm sure. That'd be a cool detail to do. Like, each shelf is a different Batman movie.
Ooh, dangerous, but I like it.
I live on the edge, man. What can I say? I have 2 empty Detolfs sitting in my storage room.
So Batman is happening? Batman Tolf?
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, maybe. Although the Power Rangers, I think, would just be one shelf. If I got like the Lightning collection, I'd probably buy one of those dioramas.
Oh yeah,
that they make. Like,
those are cool
ones. Yeah, I'd get one of those like dioramas with like levels to it, and then I would put like I would get obviously the Rangers, and then probably like Rita and Zed.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem is you start going down rabbit holes, and then you end up with Goldar and Scorpina, and then.
Listen, this is why my collection is almost exclusively wrestling at this point in time. I used to have a very eclectic collection with a million different things in a million different directions. And I went through and just cleared them out for the most part, and kept the wrestling and kept some sports ones, because I'm just a big sports nerd. So I got like some basketball and some football, and like some MMA, UFC. Maisie, will you stop messing with that box while I'm trying to record? Thank you. I know.
It's Matt's dog, to be clear.
No, it's my wife.
It's not his wife.
It's my wife. That's how I talk to her. Talk to her like she is a dog. Stop playing with that box.
Stay off camera.
You want a treat? She didn't like that I said that.
She didn't like that. No, she was felt.
She's not happy.
Yeah. So that's that was revealed at San Diego Comic-Con. And along those lines, we want to talk today, and you're done with your pickups, right?
Yeah, sorry. Yep, that was it.
No, you're good. I just want to double check. I don't want to cut you off. But we had a little segue. But Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con was just recently happened, and still on our minds. There was a couple things of note that I thought was cool. One that I'm not going to get, but I think is really cool, was the Thundercats lair. And do you hear much about this, Matt?
I'm going to be honest. I was very busy with work. I missed most of the Comic-Con drops except for wrestling. I did see all the wrestling ones.
So this is via Toy Arc. I know nothing about Thundercats, but this is a giant thing.
I think they did that like Hacksaw.
That's all like it's Hacksaw Cat. But this is very ambitious. $650, but it's huge.
Are they making them to order?
It's crowdfunded.
Okay, so that makes more sense. I was just gonna say, like, that seems like a huge swing, because like if you miss the mark on that, like if you make like 1,000 of them and like you win, there's the market for them is like 500. It's like,
and they've already reached. Now that I click it, I want to make sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure they've already reached it where they were at, where they wanted to get to, at least the goal.
Seems like a little bit of I know there's a ton of Thundercat stuff, but it almost feels like that's kind of a somewhat recently left behind underserved fan base. Cause like I've seen a ton of He-Man stuff recently. I've seen a ton of G.I. Joe stuff. I've seen a ton of
I realized I wasn't sharing this before.
Oh, you're good.
Let me find it again.
What are the different tiers for it?
Like they just right now they have 3,198. They need at least 3,000. They hit that. They come with different accessories. Looks like
okay. Tier 2 exclusive Thundercat Ultimate Astral Projection Lion-O.
Yeah, but it looks like already paying. But still, it's an extra thing that you didn't have before.
That's cool.
It is. So yeah, I thought that was kind of a cool one. This is kind of
the Nitro stage.
What?
It did better than the Nitro stage.
It did. You're right. Were there any? We don't talk about the Nitro stage. Never happened.
We don't talk about the Nitro stage. You know better.
Did you have any exclusives from Comic-Con that you liked that you wanted to mention?
I mean, the one that I am getting that's going to be here right before my birthday, I believe, and I'll show it on next week's episode, is the Muhammad Ali 2-pack Ultimate, which two things that are really cool about that. Kevin had it queued up. He's a professional. What I find really cool about that is, first of all, the fact that it's two Muhammad Alis. It's boxer Muhammad Ali and it's ref Muhammad Ali. That's really cool. Like, it's a weird cross section. I'm a classic boxing fan. I love Muhammad Ali, and obviously I love wrestling. So it was kind of like one of those weird, while I'm not necessarily a big fan of like 80s WWF, that's not like my era. However, I love Muhammad Ali, and that's just like too cool of a 2-pack for me to pass up on. So I was right on there as soon as it dropped, ordered that. And it shipped yesterday, so I'm guessing most other people's got their shipping notifications. Hopefully if you ordered it, you've already gotten yours, but I will have it in my possession ideally next Monday, so really looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
As far as other exclusives, I did look. There was a couple Funko ones that I liked. They did like a Big Lebowski one that I thought was
nice.
Pretty cool, that I am really mad that I missed out on it, but I've already seen a couple pop up like resale for not a crazy amount of money, like $45, $50, something like that. And then they did like a WWE Johnny Knoxville from WrestleMania, which I still am flirting with the idea of buying.
I think that might be an elite, isn't it? That you can
No,
just
there's an elite. There's also a Funko one.
Oh, Funko. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. Funko did one. Funko did one that they dropped during Comic-Con. That was like one of
Oh,
their.
okay, yeah.
I don't know if it wasn't necessarily, I don't think a Comic-Con exclusive, but it was a limited one that they released during Comic-Con. So I mean, I guess however you want to refer to that, which kind of leads into what we were kind of talking about.
So, and it's this idea that it's a Comic-Con exclusive, but how exclusives are Comic-Con exclusives? Because like you can get it, you don't have to go to Comic-Con.
No,
I don't. I mean, I'm sure there were some. Let us know in the comments if you know of any. But to my knowledge, almost all of these you could get here. You could get at home, just sitting at home and ordering, which I don't know if it's a bad thing. I don't know if it's a good thing. Definitely makes it less exclusive, but is that
for me it's a good thing because I shouldn't say never. I don't anticipate myself going to Comic-Con anytime soon. And I understand if I was somebody that went to Comic-Con regularly and made it a point to get those exclusives, I would probably be a bit miffed. However, they're still limited. You still have a better chance of getting the very limited ones if you're at Comic-Con. There are still some that are strictly Comic-Con, physical Comic-Con exclusives. So I think Maisie, shut up. So I think like we can reach a good medium, right? Where it's like we have a limited run. Maybe we have some super special ones that you can only get at Comic-Con, like a repaint or something, but you can still have a chance at ordering it. I almost would rather them do like a raffle situation as opposed to doing kind of like a free for all, like Mattel does. Mattel's like, it's dropping at this time. And I like the Muhammad Ali, for example, because I bought that right when it dropped. And it turned out I didn't need to do that because I saw they were still selling them like a day later.
Yeah.
I don't know. They still might be selling them. I just haven't checked in a minute. Oh, yeah. You were just on the website and it still looks like they had them in stock.
Yep. You can add to cart. Looks like.
Yeah. So, but anyways, I like that day I was like, I need to get on there because I didn't want to miss it. And so like just ordering it and like waiting in line and waiting for your turn was a bit excruciating and everything was slow and it kept crashing on me. There was a few times where I didn't think I was going to get to check out in time. And I didn't know just how limited it was going to be. So I was like a little like, at the time was a little like, oh God, I need to get this order in right this second. And it finally went through and everything was good. But yeah, it kind of just makes everything a mess when it drops. And, but that's just me being nitpicky. I'm just very happy that I have the opportunity to get something like that rather than having to pay secondary prices and getting it on eBay, which collectors had to do for the longest time.
I guess it kind of helps the collector and hurts the scalper, which I love because
I'm here for that.
I need the scalpers. Like I understand there's one thing where if you buy something and you don't really want it, to sell it at price, but we've all done it where we bought something and it increased in value and we sold it. But
I think there's a difference though. There's a differentiation between like, which I'm sure is what you're getting to. So apologies for interrupting.
No,
but
you're
like,
fine. Go for it, dude.
Like people that are buying something that they know is hot and their intent is to almost immediately flip it for profit versus somebody who is a collector who is interested in that item, decides to pick it up. They sit on it, maybe 6 months.
An investment, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly. Like 6 months to a year later, maybe they've decided, you know what, maybe I don't need this. And it's also gone up in value. I'm going to sell it for market value. And also, I think there is a certain angle to the fact that like, I think we have a responsibility to fellow collectors to sell things for value, like for what they are valued at, what the market says they're at. Because if you started selling things for whatever random low price you wanted to, I mean, listen, that's your freedom. You can do that. However, it's going to lower the price and it's going to lower the value for all collectors because that's going to become like the new, like most recently sold, right?
Yeah.
And if there's enough people that do that, you're going to devalue entire lines and entire prints. And I mean, listen, I'm of the belief that collecting is not necessarily, you shouldn't just do it for an investment. I think if you want to look at it as a potential investment that you're going to have fun with, I think that's kind of the right attitude to take for it. And so in that, you know, spirit, I would say like there is a difference, a huge difference in my opinion, between somebody that's buying something for the express purpose to sell it versus somebody who is, you know, sits on it for a little bit and goes, you know what, it went up in value, I don't really want it, I'm gonna go ahead and sell it. There's a big difference there.
Oh, totally. No, I agree. I think it's all about intention. Are you getting it to collect it and maybe sell it later, or are you getting it for the express purpose of selling it? Like, is there any kind of collecting involved? If not, then you're scalping, and
Right.
that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like maybe if they were to now, since they have the capacity and done in the past, selling these exclusives during the time of Comic-Con and online, I feel like if they went back to just in person, it becomes a little gatekeepy. It's like, well, you couldn't go, so you don't get to get the thing.
Right. You couldn't afford to fly to San Diego and
Yeah.
buy a weekend pass to go to Comic-Con. You
Take days off work and yeah. I don't know. I like the idea. Like there's things like there was we didn't talk about it much, but the Turtles 3-pack from Tmnt 3. That was really
yeah,
cool.
that one. I'm sorry, I did see that one. That one's awesome. I am somewhat interested in that, but again, another rabbit hole that I don't want to fall into.
Yeah, those NECA Turtles. I mean, they're cool, but again, rabbit hole I don't need to go into.
Yeah, they're just really cool, and it's like an awesome crossover. But like, listen, there's a million. They did like a samurai ninja NECA crossover relatively recently, didn't they?
I think so. This one's from the third movie that.
No, I know that one's from. I know the new ones are from Turtles in Time, a classic. But no, I think did they make a Vanilla Ice NECA?
Not yet. And if you ask me, it's a missed opportunity. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Include it with like a cassette tape of that song. Like we go old school.
The box could be a cassette tape, giant cassette tape.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the exclusives are fun, and it's a fun time, and we are coming up here on PulseCon, which is Hazard Pulse does.
Hasbro's, yeah.
Which will be, I don't know, say they got a lot of good reveals option for that, so I'm looking forward to that. But I love convention season.
Yeah, and if you guys had any exclusives that we didn't mention that you guys really loved, put that down in the comments. Let us know how stupid we were for passing over those.
Yes.
And also, if you disagree and you think we're just being like too, what's the word I'm looking for? Naive for collecting. And we're like, no, it needs to be this magical land where everybody gets every figure they've ever wanted.
No.
If you just want to roast us for that, also feel free to do that in the comments. Yeah, just be creative with it. Don't just like, listen, anybody can make fun of my weight. That's low hanging fruit, right?
Yeah.
So like get creative. If you're gonna roast me, let's be a little creative about it. And I will respect it. What I don't respect is cheap roasting, cheap heat.
We don't need that. You're better than that. Be better than that.
And you know
it. So before we go, we have, and I'm sure everyone remembers, because that's why we all stuck around, I think.
Way back.
Find out.
If we had the production value, we could go like the flashback to just a few minutes ago.
This fast forward version be going
exactly.
Yes, but we don't have production value, and here we are. But I'm gonna see if this guy's straight out of 1993. 1993. As you can see, it's cool. You got all the Rangers, you got all the space aliens.
But we need to set the stakes. Is this going to be yellow?
Yeah, because you can't see it very well on the camera, but this is yellow right here.
I say when you hold it at an angle, you can kind of see the yellowing, like a little,
And it kind of smells like cigarette smoke, which I'm assuming what the yellowing's from. But we're gonna find out here what happens. It was a different time. All right,
kids are smoking
from the top. We're open from the top. I'm gonna let you. I'm actually gonna see if I can figure out how to do this. Anyway, we'll figure it out.
Or in the future.
There we go.
There you go.
All right, you can see the whole thing now. So, does not want to open. Got my tattoo. Hold on. I gotta get the tattoo. The tattoo.
Ooh.
Is the.
I know what Kevin's gonna be wearing to the first day of school.
You know it. Watch out, kids. All right, so here he is. I don't know. I think it's a little bit of yellowing, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not terrible.
No, that's not bad.
It's a little bit, but I don't think it ruins it.
No, I don't. Nah, that's fine.
He moves around pretty good though.
What's the I know what's the flipping look like?
And you can't flip when you have the shield on. This is the best part. Did you have one of these growing up? The green ones?
Not that one, but I did have a couple of those. Yes.
I was lucky enough to have the green one. If I can undo this at home. I remember distinctly. I don't remember opening up any of the other ones, but I remember opening up the green one. And maybe it's just because I was older at the time and I could actually remember it. I wasn't super young. But I remember I would put this little shield thing on the different guys. So, because there were a couple episodes where like the Red Ranger had it or the Black Ranger had it.
Right.
I remember one of my original ones, because it has pegs on it, one of them broke. But
that's dope, man.
Yeah. Anyway, this is so a little bit of yellowing, but for this price, I don't know if I'll find anything better. We'll see. If I sleep on it and not psyched about it, then
listen, it's not super noticeable, and obviously the flipping thing works because it was mint or because it was on card, not mint, but it was on card. So yeah, I mean, like, listen, it has those things are cool.
Dagger, yeah. So this is I'm happy with this purchase. This is cool.
Yeah, that was a good purchase.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just slowly piecing away at this line. This is not a thing I'm actively like. Every once in a while, it's like, let's see what the price of those are.
That's the approach I've been taking with I've collected some of those WWE monsters and WWE zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Those are just very much like if I'm at a toy store, I look through their Lucy's because you can buy them mint on card and like carded or whatever, but like. Those ones I don't really care as much about. I think I might end up buying a carded Stone Cold because the one I have is like broken. Like it's a couple pieces have been like ripped off or broke off of it before I got it. So I kind of want to buy a new like minty one of those to open. But yeah, like I go to a toy store and I just kind of look through their Lucy's collections and see if they have them and have them at a decent price. And if they do, the one that I don't have, I pick them up. I think that's a fun way to collect sometimes, is just to have kind of like more of a passive one where you're just like, this is a line that I like to collect, but I'm not like, itching like crazy to get it. I just kind of look for it and it's something to look for and something to grab. And yeah, I think that's a good way to do it.
It's like with rules, like it makes it interesting for you, whatever it is, whatever that rule is. I mean,
and I know we've talked about that, but if you guys have rules that you want to share, definitely share those with us.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. I think it was a successful day. We're happy to be back, and so is the Green Ranger.
The Green Ranger is very happy to be back. I am very happy to be back as well, and talking collectibles and doing all the nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely not going to have to wait another month for the next episode. We should be back next week, better than ever. And I will have some birthday openings, and then I think the week after that is when I'm going to aim for my special collection opening. Ooh. So we will. That'll be my little tease for that.
Go ahead and comment below "Happy Birthday, Matt." And if you want to send us things, let me know, and I'll get a PO box. As long as you send us stuff worthwhile. Anyway,
like, all of a sudden, Kevin's got to listen to me. It's like, all right, this is what these are the acceptable items.
I need the pink ranger. I need the yellow ranger.
Exactly. Well, yeah, which ones do you not have, Kevin? Like, which ones do we need to get?
All we're taking.
I need all of them, so you can send any of them to me. Well, until next time, guys. Appreciate it as always. And keep on collecting.